Hey guys, so next one up. This is a Paillard, so a Swiss set. I don't know a lot about this one yet. Haven't done any research. But it's clearly a lot later model than the last Paillard I did, which was from around 1936. And I really enjoyed restoring that one mechanically, although as a receiver itself it wasn't exactly the most impressive, but nonetheless an interesting project. So let's see what this one's going to be like. As I say, don't know too much about it, but we clearly have shortwave, FM, medium wave, pickup, and long wave. So we have everything we could need here. It's in generally good condition, cabinet-wise anyway. And I'm really pleased the speaker cloth is in such good condition. Don't have to go messing with the speaker cloth, which is good because it's not one of my favorite things to do. Some nicks and scratches, but nothing too disastrous on the cabinet. I'm sure we'll be able to tart all that up without having to get into too much in the way of refinishing. So here's the back. No writing on it whatsoever. So very minimalist indeed. So obviously there's a AM antenna goes here, pickup goes here, external speaker goes here, and I'm not sure, but this looks like there might have been, or there should be, some sort of an FM antenna here. So there may not be an FM receiver in this. This might be like that German Congress one I did, which had a space for FM on the dial, but it didn't have any FM circuitry inside. So the fact that there's no socket here suggests maybe we don't have FM here. So I guess we'll have to back off and have a look inside. So lots of dust inside, which is good. Usually means nobody else has been here for a while. It's got those tube sockets that I'm not a big fan of. That I kept busting the valves on my Pi P53 because of these damn things. Anyway. So on the back here we have a valve chart. And we get to see it's a Paillard 4308. So at least I have a model number now. And yeah, I think it's fairly obvious that from the tuning cap and what's in here that there's no FM. So we're shortwave, medium wave, and long wave, I guess. Right, so I guess usual stuff. Everything looks to be here. And there doesn't seem to be any water damage or dampness problems. Doesn't look to be any immediate signs of rust, which is nice. So I guess we'll get the old vacuum out, give it a clean up, and have another look. So apart from some corrosion on the AC fuses, there really isn't a little bit of rust on the transformer here, but very little. And for the chassis itself, it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty good. Which is what I'd expect if it was stored in the same place as the other two, because the Mediator and the Albus, which came from the same place, were pretty much clean like this. So they were obviously stored in a very dry environment, which is nice for the chassis, maybe not so nice for the caps. We'll see, because the electrolytics in the Mediator were fine. Right, disconnect speaker, take out the eye-tube, and take the knobs off, and let's get the chassis out. So that was easy enough, just 4 bolts holding it underneath. They're mounted on rubber bungs here, which seem to be okay, which is just as well because they're riveted in. Yep, looks fairly straightforward at this stage. So first thing, get this glass out of the way. So, and it doesn't come to any harm. Take the dial pointer off and yeah, let's carry on. Curiosity number one is this dial bulb, how this is fitted. This is like the dial bulb fixture, which is a bracket. It's all the way around the back. There's a screw right around the corner just here. So this whole thing here is the dial bulb socket. Curious. So here's the valve lineup: EF41, ECH42, EBC41, AC41, EL41, EM34. I'm not expecting the EM34 to be very bright or alive at all, but thanks to a good buddy on the Goldborn forum in the UK, I have a new old stock ready to go in here when we need it. So here's the underside of the chassis. As you'd expect, it's nice and clean in here. There's another first for me, which is each capacitor has got what looks like its designation on the parts list written on it. So like here's C31, here is C53, and they're all marked uniquely. So I haven't seen that before. Don't look to be too many nightmares in here. Obviously getting at the other end of these three caps to change them out is going to be just terrific fun. The oddity is I have a loose wire here. Now it's sitting here like this, which would immediately suggest that it solders onto this screen, this copper screen on this cap. However, there's nothing on the actual solder mound here that would indicate that anything has ever broken off. Anyway, we'll have a look at that later. It's getting quite late now, so I think we'll call this a wrap for tonight, and we'll get back to it tomorrow. A bit of a complication with the power cord. The mains cable is riveted onto the back panel in enlarged holes with washers either side to obviously give it a little bit of flexibility to line up with the pins. But it means to fire this thing up out of the chassis, I'm gonna have to drill these guys off so I can get this guy off of here, and then I'll have to rig something later. So here's the speaker. Looks pretty much brand new, really. So yeah, I think everything in here looks so cool and good condition. I'm going to give this a little gentle power up and see how we go. So guys, unlike my normal process here, I've decided that this one is in such good condition. Power cord and everything seems to be really in good state. So we're going to try and power this little beast up slowly. So I made the speaker, luckily came with a nice two-way connector or two-pole connector, so I just made an extension. Speaker's hooked up. Power card's hooked up to the Variac. I just tweaked it gently. It's at about 20 volts at the moment, so I just wanted to see if anything would go. So far we're good. The only circuit diagram I have is very, how can I put it, minimalist. So I presume it was hand drawn. I don't think it's an original by any means. So, but it has no voltages on it. It has component values, but no voltages. So we'll just wing it and go slowly here to give the electrolytic a chance and make sure nothing is heating up. I can actually see the filaments of the dial bulbs are very slightly lit. We have hum from a speaker at 200 volts. Oops, and we lost one of the dial bulbs. So this guy over here is lit up nicely. This one here was lit, but obviously couldn't take the strain. So what am I going to do? I guess first of all I'll see if just the audio stage is working. So we'll rig up some sort of a music player through it or something. So as expected, we're good on the audio section. Okay, so well, it's daytime, but I'll connect up my broadcast antenna and see if we can pick up anything. Okay guys, well, with 200 volts AC input, there was absolutely nothing at all happening on the RF section. So I cranked it up to 250 and it started to come to life. So with my 200 broadcast antenna connected up and the AMT3000 running, we get reception. So what I'll do at this stage is leave this running for a couple hours to make sure nothing goes crazy, and then at night time I'll do a proper reception test on it to see, because I am picking up the interference from my power line networking on shortwave, but that's all I'm picking up. So, but then I don't have a proper antenna for shortwave right here. So, okay, I think we've done as much as we can do in the daytime. I'll have to move it into the other room where I can connect up to my external antenna, so I can check out the other wave bands. But broadcast medium wave is working just fine, and the Magic Eye is working nicely as well. So nothing much to do with the cab. It's in excellent condition. Just a usual cleanup with the hand cleaner, and then just some furniture polish to give it a bit of a sheen. And it's always amazing how much dirt I mean, this set looked clean, and it's always amazing, not to say gross, how much dirt you get off these things. But it's looking pretty nice now. So I think we're ready to put this thing all back together. There we go, chassis back in cab, all nice and neat. Ready for a final quick listening test and wrap up. And here we go with the back on. I haven't refixed the mains connector to the back panel. The fit is tight enough on there, I think, that it's not going to be falling off or anything. And so yeah, we'll leave it like that. Right guys, this one's a wrap. As I say, the cab was easy work really. So was the chassis this time. So this was a pretty quick project, but this thing can really shift air. I mean, the power out of this thing is pretty impressive. It's almost up there with my Tone Funk console. So this one will be getting a regular use. Another reason it'll get regular use is I didn't recap it, because it just works. So obviously I'm going to keep a close eye on it to see if anything starts to drift and suddenly decide not to work anymore. But so far it's looking good.